Hey, I'm Chloe.
And I'm Courtney, and welcome to
Who Wants to Adult Anyway? Hey everyone.
Hello and welcome back.
How was your weekend, Court?
Do you know what? I had plans for the weekend and then I decided to cancel them because I just couldn't be bothered to go out.
Oh, so you did nothing?
I'd done nothing.
That sounds lovely.
I ate.
Oh, amazing.
Which was the polar opposite to what you done.
I ate. I did eat. Trust me.
I
ate
you was out.
No, yeah, I went to a hen do. I went to a hen do weekend, so I had like absolutely no sleep, and I am so bad with no sleep. I'm not one of these people that's like nocturnal and stays up all night. Like I go to bed at 10:30 every night. Need my like 9 hours. So I was absolutely knackered. Adulting on a hen do.
Madness.
Playing adult. Courtney was playing adult by cancelling all her plans and hibernating.
Literally, like what my jumper says today, not in the mood.
Yeah. I mean, that sounds like a dreamy weekend if you ask me.
I know, because when I was younger, I used to like cry if we weren't going out. Like if one of my friends were like, we're not going out, I'd go mental. I'd be like, how dare you need to come out?
Yeah.
And now if someone cancels on me, I'm like, praise the Lord. Thank God.
But do you know what? I feel like actually lockdown has taught me to enjoy staying in more, because I had plans every night, like wanted to do everything, even if it was just meet my friend for a bit. Like I always did something, like popped to Westfield, went for dinner, went to the cinema, went out clubbing, always did something. It's like, honestly, almost like every night. And then since lockdown, I just love staying in. Or maybe I've just got old, I'm not sure.
I think it's when you get older, you have less energy to want to go out. The hangovers are worse.
Oh, the hangovers are way worse. I really enjoy staying in on a Saturday night and watching Strictly Come Dancing. That's a sign of me getting old, right?
Yeah.
I love it. I can't wait for a Saturday night. Want to watch that, want to sit in, watch it, get a takeaway, cook a nice dinner.
I know. I literally couldn't think of anything worse than putting on makeup and doing my hair.
That's it, isn't it? It takes so long to get ready.
So long.
Think of an outfit. This is actually quite relevant to what we're doing. Our guest mum has just messaged me, actually. Good luck to you and Courtney with your new podcast. The guest's mother. She's just
I do love the guest's mother.
Oh, isn't she lovely?
She is lovely.
She's nice. She's one of the crew.
Which brings us on to, we are so excited to introduce you to our guest today. You will know her from the hit TV show, TOWIE.
Well, actually, she's running late.
As always.
Classic. So she's not actually here yet. Chloe Brockett. Oh, I've just given it away.
Oh, you idiot.
Damn it. There we go.
You idiot. You've ruined the whole episode, Chloe.
So Chloe Brockett's our guest. Who would have known? If you know Chloe, then she runs maybe an hour behind schedule.
Yeah, she texted me to say, Courtney, please don't be pissed off at me. I'm letting you know in advance that I'm going to be late.
Yeah, I mean, I could have guessed that. We could, it's fine. We let her off.
And we thought we'd give Chloe the reins on what the episode is. And Chloe, being the horny bitch she is.
Don't say that. She'll hate it.
She wanted it to be called Rated R.
Well, we just basically asked Chloe what subject she would like to talk about, which was, to do with adulting. And she said sex. And at first me and Courtney were slightly taken aback. We thought, wait, what? What do you mean? But I think is what she'll explain is she means like the taboo subject around sex with women and, how we're not allowed to sort of openly
have sex without being called a slut or a whore.
Yeah, I think that kind of is what, she wants to talk about. So that's what we've gone with. And
I guess because
Chloe, where the hell are you?
I guess because she's actually been going through a storyline at the moment on the show, which is about people commenting on her sex life. So I think this is really relevant to her life at the moment. And I guess everyone else's life, because I remember when I was at school, my dad would say to me, like, do not act in a certain way because you will get a name for yourself and it will stick with you forever.
My dad used to say to me, don't spread yourself too thin.
Oh, wow.
Oh, all right then, Dad. I used to be like, oh.
Wait, isn't it too thick?
No, too thin, because you're like,
what's spreading yourself too thick?
Well, because say I might, like when I was younger, I'd be like, oh, I'm going on a date tonight. And then a few weeks later, I'd be like, oh, Dad, I'm going on another date. And he'd be like, well, don't go on too many dates because you're spreading yourself too thin, like across too many people.
Oh, I thought it's what's too thick? Laying it on thick.
Laying it on thick, maybe, yeah.
Two different terms, is that?
Well, we'll get to terms, Courtney, and your Courtneyisms. I completely know what she means, because especially when you're younger, I always remember, like, I think you worry as well what other people think when you're younger a lot more. Like someone said to me when I was turning 30, I turned 30, everyone.
So did you turn 30?
When someone said to me, in your 20s, you're so worried about what everyone thinks about you. In your 30s, you just don't really care what everyone thinks about you. And then in like your 40s, 50s and 60s, you realise that actually nobody's thinking about you at all. So I think that that's really true. And when you're in your, like, especially like young 20s, you do like worry what other people think, like, you know, oh, you know, is everyone going to talk about this boy that I've been like seeing?
Yeah, and it's so funny because when you're young and you sleep with someone, it goes round to the whole like group of friends that goes into people's group chats and stuff. But now if you sleep with someone, no one really cares. Like, you're an adult. If you sleep with someone, you sleep with someone.
You have sex, you have sex. Oh, we had a rule actually when we were younger. Do you remember when we used to like go on dates with boys, or if we kissed a boy, and we always used to say, just make sure he's not bait, which basically meant make sure he's not like obvious, make sure like everyone doesn't really know about it, make sure he's not like really, really popular, because then forever you'll be tainted with, oh, she kissed him. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I remember we always said like, yeah, is he bait?
Is he bait?
And has he been with loads of girls that we know?
Yeah.
There were the two things that we wouldn't go for in a boy.
Big cross.
It's a no from us.
Yeah. Or like if they had, when like Instagram started coming around, do you remember we used to say if he's got over 100 likes on his picture, then you don't go for him. I feel like everyone gets over like 100 likes.
I mean, Callum's got 7,000 followers. Like, hello.
Yeah,
like,
that's only from you.
Yeah, true.
They're all your fans.
and now he gets over 100 likes on his pictures, but he hardly uses Instagram, so it's fine.
It's different. It's different now. Back in the day when we used to get like 50 likes on a picture, and then you'd have like a boy taking a selfie and he'd get like 150 likes, we used to be like, no.
It's just pure girls.
That was actually a rule for me as well when I was young, guys. If boys took selfies, I didn't like boys that took selfies. I thought it was like really self-indulgent, and for some reason I felt like girls could do that but boys couldn't.
So I've never minded a boy that takes a selfie.
Oh, really? I just feel like,
but obviously not a cringy pose.
The type of boy that takes a selfie is usually the type of boy that like really plucks his eyebrows and stuff, right?
Callum takes selfies.
I mean, I can hear someone's voice coming up those stairs.
I can hear some thumping up the stairs.
I mean, you can hear her a mile away.
Oh, you can hear her speaking from a mile away as well.
So she's here.
Yay!
Welcome, Chloe Brockett.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited.
I know, we're excited to have you as well.
I can't wait to be here. I mean, I got here on time, didn't I, girls?
Well,
no.
We were actually just chatting about that. But
I think maybe one day I'll get somewhere on time, but just not right now.
I think you're getting worse.
I know. I don't know what it is and why I'm always late everywhere I go. Everywhere. Like, I have good intentions. I get up on time. I don't know what makes me late.
Wait, is it doing your makeup, choosing an outfit, or do you just like carry on watching a series or something?
I had this outfit ready. I don't know why it takes me so long
to
move.
Let's talk us through your getting ready.
So I woke up this morning, I thought, oh, I'd quite like a blow dry. So I've gone into the salon, got a blow dry, and then I'm like, okay. To be fair, the girl who does my hair was taking a bit longer than usual. Just like, you know, when you can see her faffing, I was thinking,
first sign of toxic behaviour, blaming everyone else.
No, I'm not toxic. And then I was like, okay. So I got out the salon, I was quite on time, and then I just don't know what made me late. Like, makeup.
What, Reggie?
Yeah, you know what, I've got 2 dogs now, so it is hard work for me to get out the house. It actually is. Like, I'm a single parent. It's hard.
She's like, I'll be back, I promise.
No, I know. There's me like chucking her in her cage. I'm like, you wait there, okay? Dealing with Reggie. They've got a thing about like finding tissues and chewing them up, so there's tissue everywhere.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's a nightmare. It's hard work.
And then do you have to like pull it out their bum?
No, not on their bum. They chew it up.
Because my dog used to eat tissues and it used to get stuck when he went to the toilet, so we had to pull it out of his bum.
He's not pooing it out, he's just chewing it up.
Oh, and then spitting it back out
he just
again.
Leaves it all over the
you've got it
floor.
easy then. My dog used to fully swallow them and digest them.
I'm picking up.
But why is tissue around for them to eat?
Well, if I've got a runny nose or something, like
you just leave it on the side.
Well, no, I'll just leave it on the side for a minute. I'm not going to collect it all as I go, am I? I've probably left it on the side. He's chewing it up. It's a nightmare every single day. She eats twigs all the time. She's always out in the garden. It's a nightmare.
So this week's subject is rated R.
Okay. I love how you've given me this topic to talk about.
Because you told
To be fair, we went for lunch and we said to Chloe, what should we talk about? And she said sex. Which at sounds like she wants to talk about like in depth. I mean, do you want to
I
like
don't
positions and stuff? I'm not sure, but I think what
I'm
you
quite boring, believe it or not.
don't tell everyone that.
Yeah, you need to make sure you're exciting to promote
Listen,
yourself.
people will still go there even if I'm boring.
I like it. Back yourself. Why not?
Somebody actually messaged me once and was like, if I was a boy, I think I'd want to sleep with you.
Oh, 100%.
That's cool. I know.
Wait, let me just say, I have been on lots of nights out. We both have been on lots of nights out with Chloe, and I've been to Mykonos with Chloe. Boys love her. I've never seen anything like it. They lap it up. Like,
Yeah, she proper attracts them left, right and centre.
I was actually saying this to George the other day. I was saying, I've just never seen anyone get so much attention, like everywhere you go. Like people, she just gets so much attention. It's just mad. I think you've got like the sex appeal
I think it's
thing.
the boobs and the bum.
You're like
that's what it
sexy,
is,
like
yeah.
the way you are. Like I'm like geeky and like hunch my shoulders and
You're
stuff.
not
Like she's
geeky,
like,
listen,
well, you're like strut around all sexy.
There's a lot of sexiness in karaoke, Co. Listen, like, there's nothing wrong with singing karaoke every now and then.
So when we were coming up with this subject, I remember the quote from Mean Girls, which is, if you catch chlamydia, what is it? If you have sex, you'll catch chlamydia and die.
Yeah, he's on the whiteboard and he's going, don't have sex in the missionary position, don't have sex standing up, just don't have sex, all right? Just don't do it. Everyone grab some rubbers.
Yeah, that's it. That's the quote. So that's the one that came to mind, and we wanted to talk about, because obviously it's quite, I think for women especially, it's quite like a taboo subject, isn't it? We're supposed to be seen as these like creatures that don't talk about sex. We're not, assume we're not supposed to enjoy sex. We're not supposed to like.
It's literally just for procreation.
Yeah, it's
like,
just for men, and men can talk about it.
It's just for having kids.
And we just carry the child.
Yeah, thank God.
That's all we do.
We've really got the good end of the stick,
Yeah,
haven't we?
you know, and we're not supposed to have sex till marriage. We're not supposed to. It's frowned upon if we sort of, you know, see too many people. So I think that's more the subject that you were getting at when you said sex.
Yeah,
right?
I think growing up, I went to a school where it was like, it was not the thing to have sex, and if you was having sex, then you was a slut. Do you know what I mean? And it was like, oh my God, if you heard like she's had sex, that's awful. And it was like, you know, and I won't hide that I felt like that as well. I was like, oh my God, did she? That's awful. You know, I was like 17 when I lost my virginity, and that was because I was so worried about doing it when I was in school because of what everyone would say, and God forbid everyone would find out. And I think, you know, especially with what's been going on TOWIE at the moment, and the fact that my sex life has been so openly spoken about, I think 16-year-old me would have been like, oh my God, this is the worst thing that's ever going to happen to me. But I think, what is wrong with talking about the fact that I have sex, I wasn't in a relationship with the person I had sex with, and I don't want to be. And I think there's nothing wrong with that.
But we were saying before, like, it was funny because when you're at school, people do talk and they're like, oh my God, that happens. But nowadays, if I found out someone slept with someone, I'd be like, so what?
Yeah,
we're adults.
But I think you're quite mature in comparison to the rest of the TOWIE cast, because I mean, the way they was going on about it was like the biggest story ever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think, you know, maybe that's to do with the fact that a lot of them are bored, or maybe it's to do with the fact that people are still in the dark ages of thinking, oh God, and what, she had sex with him, she doesn't want to be in a relationship with him, or she's not crying over him.
I do think that mentality nowadays is a bad mentality to have, because people do go out, they do meet people, they have sex, they shouldn't feel ashamed about it.
Yeah, and that, you know, nobody gave the male in this situation stick, did
no,
they?
not
it was
one
all you.
person approached Lockie and said to him, God, you little dirty slut. Like, no one said that.
If anything, he got a high five.
You know, it was like, and I just think, there was one cast member on the show that said to me, do you not just regret it? And it's like, why should I? Like,
do you what?
You know,
Is that what they said?
Why don't you just say you'll regret it and it'll look better for you? And I was like, you know what, actually, I don't want to, because what does that show to young girls who have gone out one night, slept with someone, and then the next morning it's like, just say you regret it, and it'll make it all go away. And it's like, you know what? Who even cares? I think for people like, you know, there's so many boys out there that will be like, I won't go with a girl because she slept with this many people. It's like, what, does that make me less of a person? Like, I'm 20. I'm a businesswoman. I do well for myself. Oh, and I've slept with a few people. That means I'm a bad person. I just think it's so ridiculous.
Do you know what's funny? So people that have been in long-term relationships probably have had more sex than someone that's had that one-night stands here and there.
I know. And like, the thing is as well, the way people go on about it, it's like, oh, you slept with him, it's like, yeah, and like, it's just not a big deal.
It's not a big deal.
I think it's not a taboo. If you are having sex, as long as you're being safe with it and you're not putting yourself in danger or your health in danger, then you're fine. If you're both consenting, then what is the problem? There is no problem to it. There's no problem. And I think people are getting better at, you know, being like, a woman can do just what a man can do, but I still feel like there still is that sort of glass ceiling where it's like more acceptable for a man to do something than a woman.
Definitely.
But I do think, like, if you've watched Sex Education,
no, but I really want to watch it.
It's so good, and I do feel like the things they spoke about just made it all so normal, everything normal, like, you know, girls having sex, same-sex relationships, everything was just normalised. And I think watching that in comparison to watching something when you was younger, like I used to watch 90210 and everyone would call the like Naomi a slut for having sex, and it's like, in this day and age they are getting more with the times of girls can do what they like. And I just think if you're behind the times, then...
And I think sometimes as well, like older generations, and I guess some of younger people as well, they see like talking about sex and being like quite like open about sex as like crass and like crude and just not like...
I think there's a limit.
Not
like,
okay,
I think
but it's different.
I think there's a limit. Like, I'm not sitting there saying like, oh my God, like, and talking about it in a vulgar way.
Yeah, you're not going in detail and like, you know, throwing it in people's faces. If anything, it was thrown in your face.
Yeah, like, you're so bad, like, for doing that. And it's like, I don't think that was TOWIE's intention, but I think because the cast members' dislike for me, it got carried around that way. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, bikes in Essex was one of my favourite quotes, and I think,
believe that.
But you know what, I can, and I think it's from small-minded people.
That did come from a person who is a lot older, so he does have that older mentality.
Maybe.
It's like, girls should only sleep with 5 men if she slept with more than 5 men.
But his girlfriend's a lot younger, so why should he have that mentality? Like, he should be on
but he
a
does.
level.
Yeah,
Wait,
but
can I just say, was there a comment when you were called a bike? Was that aired on TV?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it wasn't, he didn't use my name, but it was quite obviously about me.
Yeah.
But I think, like...
What a charming young man.
Oh, yeah, it's delightful. But I think, like, when I was younger, I had this image in my head of, like, I'm going to meet someone, I'm going to settle down with them, and I will hopefully only sleep with one person in my life.
Yeah.
Thinking about it now, how fucking boring. It's like eating the same sandwich over and over again every single day. Like, I'm not the same person I was when I was 18 or 19. I feel like I change every year. So for the fact that people are like, you're a bike for sleeping with a few people, it's not even that many, and even if it was, it's none of your fucking business.
Exactly.
Who are you to say that? Who are you?
Listen, girl, it's trial and error.
It's trial and error, hun, you know.
We actually talked about this, didn't we, the other day? Like, imagine if we'd all have married our first boyfriends.
Oh God, it'd be a very different
so
story.
I said I'd be divorced after a year.
There'd be divorce, everyone would be cheating. Like, you need to, like, you know, what's it called?
Spread your wings.
Test drive the car
and I
before you
think
purchase.
amazing for these people that meet their love young and they end up settling down and having kids. That is, I'm so happy for you, and I wish I had that, because I would not have had a lot of heartbreak that I have had, but I haven't.
Yeah.
So now I'm just meant to sit there and remain fucking celibate until I find my husband. I don't think so.
Yeah, I've said this to, you know, my first boyfriend absolutely broke my heart. I would have stayed with him. I don't know if I would have been with him now, but I would have stayed with him for a lot longer than he stayed with me. If he hadn't have broke my heart, and people used to say that to me, and I used to say, well, I'd still be with him. So, you know, if he didn't break up with me, I'd still be with him. So you just never know. Shit happens.
It does.
Life happens.
And I think
you grow with every relationship you have. Like, I have grown so much from each relationship that I've been in. We were talking about it yesterday, how different I am from my old relationship to now. And like, you've got to go through them struggles, and you've got to go through that to get to the point where you are. And that's all about growing up. Like, when you're younger, you like have this vision in your head that you're going to be with one person the rest of your life, but that's not realistic anymore.
No. And also, like, I think, like, I'll never forget, so the first time I slept with Lockie, the next day I had so much regret, and it wasn't because I regretted doing it. No way, I had a good night. It was more about the fact of I was so worried about what people were going to say about me. And I was like, everyone is going to slag me off, everyone is going to talk about me. And I think the minute you realise it actually doesn't matter what these people say or what they think, because I can guarantee, like, we're on a platform, everyone looks at our lives and everyone judges us, but at the end of the day, most normal people are sleeping with their postman. Do you know what I mean? It's just not all over the telly.
People just don't know about it.
People just don't know about it. And it's like, you know, we put ourselves on this pedestal to be judged, but also it is hard when people are saying comments about you, and it's like, actually, I'm no different to anyone else.
What was your reaction like from the public then? Was the public calling you nasty names? Like
sometimes you almost get, like, sometimes the people that are, like, so uneducated and so stupid calling you stupid names, and then you get some people that are so like, you know what, Chloe, thank you so much for this. Like, I get so many messages from mums saying to me, like, I tell my daughters to watch you, and I think that is so nice. Like, often I think, I hope they don't swear like I do, but I think there's nothing wrong with telling a girl, you know what, you do what you want. There's nothing wrong with that. And I think,
and as well, like, just to clarify, TOWIE, it's not like cameras in the room, like bird's eye view, like nobody watched Chloe have sex. It wasn't like under the covers. It wasn't aired. It just happened off camera and then was talked about. So it's not even like you did it for everybody to see.
No, and the thing is, you know what, like, even like there's these shows, obviously Love Island and Ex on the Beach, like, even if you are having sex on camera, that's your choice. Like, that is your choice. You do what you want to do.
They get slated.
Like, I was even watching about like these Love Islanders who was talking about the abuse they got, and it's like, just because we're putting ourselves out there does not mean we're open to your abuse.
Yeah.
Like, I get people messaging me like, I don't like this about your face, and it's like, oh, okay, thank you for that. Like, obviously I'm on a reality show, but thank you for judging my face as well while you're at it.
I remember like years ago when we sort of first came on the show, and you know, you get sort of offered other shows as well and stuff like that, and people would just say to you, like, people in the industry would say to you, like, oh, don't do that show in case you end up like doing, like, having sex with someone on TV, and then certain brands won't work with you, and you know, it's like your career, it's like career ending and all stuff like that. And it's just so bad. Like, why is it? Because I bet it's not career ending for the boy.
No,
like, I bet it's just for the girl.
No one ever talks, you know, like, I always remember like what happened on Love Island when Zara slept with that Alex Bowen. She lost her crown and Alex got patted on the back.
I'm sorry. God. That is wild. I remember that. They stripped her of her crown.
There was 2 consenting adults.
Yeah.
She won Miss GB, was it, like, for her efforts and what she done, and no one said anything to Alex. No one.
So does that mean you're not alled to have sex?
Well, because they
if you're Miss GB, you can't have sex.
They kind of saw that as like her not being a good role model, like having sex on TV. But like,
I think that's,
you're supposed to be celibate then if you have a crown.
God, no wonder no one wants to be Miss GB anymore. We're all having to be celibate.
Yeah, honestly, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I would understand of stripping her of her crown if she did something, she said something to like really offend someone. She said something completely out of left field and completely like, you know, it would offend a lot of people. So I don't know, something like racist or like abusive. But she didn't. She literally slept with someone.
And I think I remember when that came out, I think she felt pressured to actually sleep with him or do something with him because people were like, thought she was quite timid and shy. And I feel like she'd done that to make a point, and then it kind of like backfired.
But I remember her coming back into the video and being like, so like, don't tell anyone. And her poor face, I remember her looking so like, oh fuck, what have I done here? Do you know what I mean?
Well,
and
she was obviously in the moment. It was like, you know, someone that she fancied in the moment, and you sort of almost forget, and you know, you want to, and then straight after you think,
oh my God, all of us have done that with someone they fancy.
Exactly.
That was me with Lockie. I think you're assault next time. Like, fuck, this is going to be on telly. Oops. But I think I could have so easily said, you know what, I didn't do it, and just played it down and denied it. But I think for the young girls that are watching it and thinking, have I done something wrong here? I want to be like, no, you haven't. You do you. You do whatever you want to do. Yeah. And just make sure if anyone's got something to say about it, then you tell them to shut their mouths because it's your life.
Exactly. Just make sure you're safe, and you know, and that's really it. You can do sort of what you want to do.
You can,
and I think that's the whole point, is that, you know, so you're a good role model for this, Chloe.
Majority of the time. Most of the time. Sometimes.
So I had a question, which was, where's the weirdest place you've had sex?
Oh my God.
Not to put anything out there.
I'm actually quite tame. That's the only thing. I am tame.
Well, she did just tell us she was boring.
No,
so.
I am boring. Like, I don't think you understand. Like, I think everyone thinks I'm going to be like, whoa, whips and shit. And then you get there and I'm like, I'm actually really tired. Let's go for 5 minutes and just like watch that.
And just spoon.
Yeah, should we just cuddle? So yeah, I'm quite tame really.
So just a bed.
Have we pushed it to a car?
I've had sex in my car.
Oh yeah, what, your new car?
No, not in my new car.
I was going to say,
are you joking?
already?
I am basically celibate. I've been celibate for about 3 months now, and I haven't been in that new car. No, it was in my BMW, and it was fucking tiny. Imagine me trying to do all my moves. I'm joking. Don't have many.
Did you put the roof down?
No, I fucking didn't.
Bit more room in here.
Open top. Do you know what I mean? It's like a music video, like literally roof down.
Can you get arrested if you're caught?
I don't think you're supposed to have sex in a public place, are you?
Oh, well.
Where's the weirdest place you've had sex?
Go on.
Oh, wait, I've got to think. Give me a minute.
All right, shall I say
Go on,
mine?
Cole.
I get confused.
Right,
Courtney's quite frisky. I feel like out of all our friends, Courtney is actually the friskiest
100% the friskiest
She's so
one.
frisky. If I have a sex problem, I'll go to Courtney.
She has a glass of wine and she's like, wild.
Oh, yeah, just like, I've seen pictures of Courtney I should have never seen before.
Yeah.
What do you think about this? I'm like, bit
Yeah.
much, isn't it? Did I ask for that?
So me and Callum went to a spa,
Yeah.
and you know they've got like the indoor pools and all the sunbeds around the spa.
Yeah.
Around the pool, we had sex on the sunbed when there was like people walking around, but we had a towel over. us.
I've got it.
Where? God.
Right, you can't.
Sorry, I got it. It's just come to me. I was thinking of
So yeah, we had sex
On
under
the
a towel
sunbed?
on a sunbed round the
Wait.
pool.
Just to be really quiet.
We were spooning.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, so it just looked like you were having a cuddle?
Yeah.
And there were just people swimming in the pool?
Oh, it's so awkward, isn't it?
Yeah, that is so... How
What
were
if
you
someone
just...
saw you?
No, it was exciting. It was like, ooh.
I reckon people
like-
probably noticed.
They must have
Probably.
noticed. Because, like, would you not be making, like, any noises? Or...
Well, it wasn't going hard, like fast enough to make noises. You know, it was just like nice and slow.
Oh, God.
Nice and slow.
Nice, slow sunbed sex.
All right, cool. Fair enough, lovely. Mine is I joined the Mile High Club. You all know this one.
Did you?
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
was you going?
On the way to Thailand, me and George went in the
unreal.
toilets.
I
yeah.
remember this.
What
We were
was it
so
like?
determined to do it, honestly.
Yeah, I want to join the
Um,
Mile High Club. I do. I
Yeah,
do.
well, there's a few
I don't want to be.
tricks.
The thing is, I don't want to be on like an EasyJet flight.
No,
do you know
no,
what I mean?
no. I don't think you can do it on
You've
short
got to be
haul.
going first class or something.
Well, you've just got to be on like a, like a jumbo jet, like a long haul.
which have 3 toilets at each stage.
So basically, because we were going to Thailand,
toilet's
it was
tiny.
over the night. Well, it was pretty small, yeah, just like a plain toilet, but it was overnight. So everyone went to sleep and they turn all the lights off, and like there's no air stewardess walking around. Anyway, there were toilets like at the back of the plane like that. So where there were rows, I'm not explaining this very well. Basically, there were toilets where you couldn't actually see them from your seat. They were behind everyone and there was something covering them. So we just quickly went in there, and there we go.
I did
Be
it
too
last.
scared for the flight.
Oh,
Well,
do
we were
it.
quite nervous at first. I was saying, what if we get arrested? We're going to be in Thailand.
How
we'll
long
get
did it
arrested
last?
in.
Was it
Well,
quick one?
quite long. Well, no, longer than you thought because I think we were both so nervous that it took a while.
It took a while to get into
She's
it.
in there for half hour. Meant
Well,
to be a quickie.
We were just going to say that we had. I was like being sick or something in there, but no one ever like came past or knocked or anything. I guess why would you? But I think literally just before we'd done that, do you remember it was all in the Daily Mail that people had got caught sleeping with each other on an EasyJet flight to Ibiza?
Yeah, but she was sitting on his lap on
she
a
was
chair.
literally straddling
I
him.
don't remember that, was she?
remember that.
And I think they got arrested, didn't they?
And I
Bit
think she got
much, isn't it?
banned. She got banned from flying an EasyJet ever again.
Fuck.
What a nightmare.
They do some really good deals. She's fuming. Oh my God. I'd like to join it at one point. It's a dream of mine. Just to say you're in it.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love that little
Yeah.
fact.
Just bring it
I
up.
feel like it's quite.
Yeah.
I feel like everyone's
I
always
do.
so impressed with someone that's in the Mile High Club.
Yeah. But you'd be surprised. I think a lot of people are probably in the Mile High Club.
I'm not.
I'm not.
Well, you need to get on a long haul flight.
With a boyfriend as well.
Yeah. Oh, you can just pick someone
Not
else,
a
a
stranger.
stranger.
This
Why
poor
not?
man sitting there minding his own business. You. Yeah.
Excuse me, would you like to join the Mile High Club?
Quickly, please.
I've gone on a long haul flight for no reason other than joining the Mile High Club. I'm going home tomorrow. Come with me now.
So how is single life?
Single life for me, I feel like I'm quite a boring single. Like, I don't really go on dates, do I? Like, the last time I went on a date, literally can't even remember. My phone's quite dry. Like,
As dry as anything else?
fucking
Courtney,
hell.
wow, I know this is
Bloody hell,
R-rated, but we told you she's our frisky friend.
Fuck.
Wow. But this is
You
not that kind of
I've
show.
got dry nun. What the hell?
This has gone very Geordie Shore all of a sudden.
I was at Callum's family's house the other day, and me and his brother-in-law were like having banter, like with his sister and stuff. And like, I just automatically say like something like really rude, and I'm like, Callum's like, "Are you joking?" I'm like, I just
did you
can't help
say?
myself. I can't remember. I was like, he was like explaining something about. He does like football training, and I was like, oh, talking about one of the dads. I was like, oh, was you going to do a quickie around the corner? And Callum was like, Courtney, like, what the hell?
As dry as anything else. But she thought she
Yeah.
was really funny when she said it as well. Like,
It's just, oh.
Remember, this is a rated R episode.
all right,
Okay,
Cole, bloody hell. You're asking all my sexual history.
Well, I think, are you on any dating apps?
No, I'm not on any dating apps. I've never have been.
How about Raya?
you want a funny story about Raya?
Go on.
Have you been rejected?
I can't get accepted onto Raya, and it's fucking. Are you on it?
I was on. Yeah, I tried to get you accepted.
Yeah,
You was
I
like,
don't know
can you
why.
just put me forward?
I feel like someone's putting like a bad word, or someone's like a fan of someone else on TOWIE, because they're definitely not fucking letting me in.
Wait, but how long? Sometimes it takes up to 6 months to
No,
get.
it took me really quick.
No, but it does take up to 6 months.
It's
I know
been a while, and I've spoke to a few people. So I spoke to my manager about it, and he said I know a few people that can't get on there as well. And I think,
well, I was on it before I met Callum.
I've done nearly 3 years on TOWIE.
I remember I was on it before I met Callum, and Chloe messaged me. I was like, "Can you accept me, please? Because you've got to be referred by 2 friends."
Yeah, I've been referred twice.
So I was like, "Yeah, I accept her." But it was so fun, like swiping through to see like what celebrities are on it.
I know, but I feel like...
But I never wanted to go on a date with any of them. I kind of just wanted to see who was on it.
I sort of want to do it to see who's on it, but then I feel like you probably know most people that are on it anyway.
Yeah, there's not as many exciting people as well, because there's lots of people like in the arts as well. So like there'll be like artists.
Yeah, there's like entrepreneurs and
yeah,
stuff.
For God's
it's
sake.
not all like celebrities.
Imagine me dating an artist.
Yeah.
What would I have to speak about with him?
Imagine.
Paintings.
I had a nightmare at filming today. What you been doing?
Painting a picture.
Oh, lovely. And that's it.
Yeah, well, I think maybe we need to. It does take up to 6 months, so I've got hope for you still.
Listen, Chloe, I've let that thought go. All
Okay.
right, I'm not going to be
She's
on
not
it.
resulting to
I'm not
Raya
going to be
just
on it.
yet.
Well, Raya, you're missing out.
It's a mug off. First of all, it's actually mugging off. I've been mugged off before even going on the app, so it's fabulous. But you know what? I like meeting someone if I'm out. Like, I want someone who's got the confidence to come over to me, ask me on a date, ask me if I want a drink. But often the people that do that, I think, oh, you're a bit overconfident, so no one can really win.
So
like,
nobody can win here, Chloe.
Not really. Like, I always, you know me, I always end up dating exes. I've got a habit of doing that.
Yeah, you like going backwards.
I like going backwards, me. You know what it is? Because often with my exes, we don't end that badly. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, you've ended badly with every single ex you've been with, Chloe.
But then she makes up with them.
She caught one of them in bed with someone. One of them was just horrible. I said, so what nice endings have you had with an ex, please?
Well, I don't know. Me and Harry got along for a brief period of time.
You told him he had a shit hairline.
And he told you to go to the gym.
He did. That was a bad time.
And told you not to eat profiterole. So please tell me what ex ended good with.
Me and Jack are fine with each other.
Okay,
Lovely.
well, not always. We haven't always been fine with each other.
No, but we are just friends. I feel like with me, I just think I like to keep things sweet with people if I can. Like, I feel like me and Harry were sweet for a period of time, and we don't really get along that well outside of filming, so that's why we aren't sweet. Me and Jack are sweet because we get along. There was a friendship before we dated.
Yeah.
But right now, I just haven't really got time for someone. I think that's more because it's not that I don't want someone, because I do. Like, oh my God, the other day when we was out for dinner, I'm having a roast dinner, yeah? All the boyfriends have turned up for no reason. Only place you can have a roast dinner apparently is here.
Well,
because
no.
everyone was here. I thought
My boyfriend didn't turn
Cal
up, so
coming
don't
in.
worry.
Well, no, actually, Callum and his boys were already going to the
So we
stand
followed
for
them.
a roast. Well, Amber suggested it. I was like, thank God it wasn't me that suggested, because I knew that this would be the comment. You only want to go because Callum's there. But
No, it wasn't that.
actually-
I just felt like I've never felt more single in my life. Everyone's going, right, yeah, love you. I'm thinking,
I wasn't.
no, you wasn't.
I
but it's
wasn't.
like you're
George
sitting
wasn't
there talking
there.
about your flat. Do you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
just fought with George.
Well, this is what we were going to
House.
ask you. Like, out of us girls, you know, in our group, there's sort of me, Courtney, Amber, Madison, and Chloe. So there's 5 of us. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 5 of us. And we're all in quite long-term relationships,
Oh,
like quite
yeah.
serious. Like, one of them's having a baby, one's got a dog, like, live with them, like.
I'm still at home
And-
with mine. We've been together 3 years.
But been together a long time. Do you ever feel like, oh, it's a bit shit for me?
There's been times, like, say, like, when we go out for dinner and stuff, and then yous will go back to your boyfriends, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to go home now
Yeah.
to my 2 dogs. Like, sometimes I feel like that, but then also, like, I think I know how young I am, and yous are older than me. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I have got another group of friends that are younger and are single. Do you know what I mean? So I just think it doesn't really bother me that much. When I'm feeling a bit low, so if I'm on my period or I'm hungover and I'm watching yous all cuddle, I'm thinking, yous can fuck off. But other than that, it doesn't really bother me. And yous are so good, like, because yous are older, you've been where I am a lot of the time anyway. So yous are like, this has happened to me, Chloe, I dealt with this like this. And yous are the best swing women anyway. So if
Yeah.
someone approached me on a night out,
I love it.
Oh, I know.
And we still like to party, I think, which is
Yeah.
quite
Oh
lucky.
yeah, Chloe loves wing women in me.
Yeah, I love it. I'm so good at it. I'm living vicariously through you.
Oh yeah, they all do. When I tell you stories, it makes me laugh because you're like, I fucking love this.
I love it. Honestly, it makes it exciting.
So me and Chloe wanted to give you our advice that we'd tell our younger selves.
Go on, I'll take it all on.
So what I would have told my younger single self would be stay single until you're at least 25, because I had relationships when I was younger than 25, and obviously they didn't last. And as much as I don't regret them, I do regret them because I feel like I did waste my time and I didn't fully live like my single self. Like I was single at stages, but I was always in relationships.
Do you not feel like all of them relationships have taught you something though? And
every single one has taught me.
And you and Cal probably wouldn't be as solid as you are now if it wasn't for them.
100%. But this is what I mean by I don't regret it, because each relationship has taught me something different and has made my relationship with Callum like the best it can be.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's not the best relationship in the world because no relationship is the best, but it's like the best relationship for me.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, what I would tell my younger self was, don't worry about getting into a relationship. Don't rush into getting a relationship, because I'm telling you now, you will not that. The likelihood is you will not marry that person, and you just need to live life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and with no regrets. That you can say, like what me and Chloe were saying this the other week in our podcast episode. We've done Vegas, we've done Ibiza, we've lived our lives, we've done our single.
Well, that's not saying I don't want to do it again.
I mean, you're still living your life.
No, you're not saying you don't. No, I'm not saying you're never going to
live it.
No, I'm saying you're not going to live your single life. Well, your single life's over.
Oh yeah, my single life's over.
But you can still have a life.
No, but we've been single. Well, actually, we weren't single in Vegas. Well, I got broken up with in Vegas though. But
she was partly single in Vegas.
I was partly single in Vegas. But like,
I mean, I was with my ex in Vegas, and that was kind of quite. Probably. We'll leave it there.
Was you? Was he really?
I had a boyfriend in spirit.
But we were still on
he was
tables.
somewhere around.
You know, we talked every now and then.
Every now and then.
You know, I kind of behaved how I wanted to.
And so you should.
I was young. This is a long time ago.
What advice would you give?
I always remember my auntie. My auntie, I think she got married at like 19 and she's still with her husband. And don't get me wrong, I think she's very happily married and doesn't regret anything. But she said to me when I was young, Chloe, kiss as many people as you can. And I think that kiss as many people as you can. It's so fun and just go out. Well, it is. I just feel like one day. Yeah.
This is so fun.
Can't say I've ever had a cold sore.
You haven't kissed that many people.
Yeah. I just think, just enjoy yourself, have fun, because one day you'll just be with one person for the rest of your life. So go on dates.
I think that's how I feel now. You know what I'm like. I don't really ever say I really want to settle down, because I think
you've just not met the person that you want to do that with, though.
Yeah, and I'm happy. I look at some people that want to rush into relationships. Even even when we went to the singles retreat the other day on TOWIE, everyone sort of had their issues and how they wanted to settle down, and that's fine. That's completely valid. They're all a bit older than me. But I can't say that I felt like that. Do you know what I mean? If I meet someone who adds to my life, that's perfect and we can enjoy our time together. I'm not going into any relationships thinking, I'm going to marry you, because chances are I'm going to get very bored very quickly.
I think you will. Knowing you.
You need someone to tame you.
I know. I don't think anyone can.
No, someone definitely will be able to.
Yeah, I think so. There'll be someone. But
you know
years to come, enjoy yourself.
I just always, with relationships, I've got a bit of a funny relationship. With them. I always feel like the people I've dated, I've sort of lost myself a little bit. Even when I was seeing Jack, you know that I was very like, oh, how's Jack? And I always sort of think when I get in a relationship, I sort of become a bit weak. And I think that's a rubbish connotation to have with relationships. I want someone who's going to build me up.
But I always think as well, like some of these people, so like your ex that you were with before that wasn't in the public eye, I think, you lost yourself a little bit with him. But I think he made you feel a certain way so that and then you did lose yourself. I think that don't blame yourself, don't beat yourself up. Like sometimes if people are like paranoid or like don't trust someone in a relationship, sometimes they blame themselves and they're like, oh, for God's sake, why am I so paranoid? But somebody else is making you feel like that. Like they're making you feel paranoid.
Like my ex who wasn't in the public eye, he was cheating on me. And I think, should I have been more paranoid? Should I have noticed these things? Because I would never ask to look at his phone. I don't really do that. I think I wouldn't want someone to look at mine, so I don't want to look at yours.
And I don't think that's a healthy. I don't think we should look at
yours. I made a rule with Callum, like if you ever feel the need to go down my phone, our relationship's ended. Because you should never have that feeling.
But I've got friends that not in a, I always think when you say looking down someone's phone, it's like in an angry, malicious way. It's more like their phones will just be left on the side and it will just be nothing like that, and they'll just look at each other's phones. But I just think, I don't know, maybe I should be a bit more paranoid with people. I'm quite laid back, I think.
No,
Like,
Joe, what, you were paranoid with the right person because he did cheat on you, because
Yeah.
Chloe knows, I have been in that position.
Yeah.
You're like what's the word? Subconsciously paranoid because they are doing something wrong. Whereas with Callum, I'm literally like a free spirit.
Yeah, because Cal loves you more than anyone in the world. I've never seen it.
And that's when you know you're in the right relationship.
Yeah, I just think though as well, you like know. So don't get me wrong, in the past with exes and stuff, I've gone through their phones, but George gives me no reason to want to go through his phone. Like, he's quite open with it. Like, he'll pass it to me to find something, or he'll leave it face up.
Yeah.
It's when people like leave it face down, take it to the bathroom while they shower, all that kind of stuff, you know,
well,
and you know.
I've been in the point as well where I've thought, you know what, I know they're doing something they shouldn't. Their phone's there, I could easily go through it. But I actually have made the decision not to, because you don't want to upset yourself. I think everyone's done that as well.
That's the thing. I do think sometimes going down people's phones, you're looking for something to annoy you. And
I mean, if someone went down my phone, I'm sure they'll find something that'll piss them off.
Yeah, like there'll be something.
I'm the one who's taking my phone to the bathroom.
But it's not even like you messaging other boys. It's more like in the girl chat, you're like, oh, Callum's annoying me today.
Yeah.
Like,
or even like something from the past that you might have like talked about in the girl chat, or like, I don't know, something that's
I think I'm just quite lucky that most of my past is on national television.
Would we call that lucky? Well, it's all out there in the open.
At least they're getting no shocks.
Yeah,
They're literally they know it already.
They know everything. Okay, so we're going to like move on a little bit, because we kind of had two subjects for you. So obviously we had R-rated, but we wanted to talk to you about body confidence. Because we know how much sometimes you struggle. You're very confident for the most part, but sometimes you're like constantly like to me and Cole or like our other friends, do I look fat today? Like, like you do struggle a little bit. So we just wanted to talk to you about that, like how you feel. Like, do you think it's, you know, the industry that's made you feel like that more than, or would you think you would feel like this being a normal 20-year-old girl?
You know what? I feel like with me, I'm not stick thin. Sometimes I call myself curvy, and then people moan at me on my Instagram like, you're not curvy, you're a size 8, and I am an 8. And it's annoying because I'm like, no, I'm not curvy, but I'm also not the smallest. I've got bigger thighs, you know, I've got a big bum, I've got massive boobs now, which is my own fault. They were bigger than I expected. But, you know, I don't think it is the media, but I don't feel like the media helps. Daily Mail comments. Whoever thinks that it's okay to go and comment on the Daily Mail comments, abuse, are the lowest of low.
I've got to the point where I don't even look now.
Yeah.
Because the majority of the time I'm getting called unproportionate and a hobbit.
Oh, I've been called, what have they said
I
about
get called
me?
like look like a man.
Oh yeah, I get that. Is she mid-transition?
Yeah.
Thank you for
that.
that.
You. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah, I try not to read them, and then my mum will call me up and be like, "Did you see that comment?" I'm like, "Mum, I'm trying to avoid the comments."
But you know, when you think, like, for God's sake, I'm not perfect. Like, literally, the other day there was his shoes, and they was a bit tight around my foot. Okay, and I was stressed out that day, and I put them on really quickly, and my foot looked a bit fat. My foot looked fat. All right, and people are commenting like, "God,
what were they like, strappy?"
Did you have a Kim Kardashian?
I had a Kim Kardashian.
Like a,
but you know, listen, Kim
like
Kardashian,
a lamb or something. You know, when they put
a
the
little
string
bit
around
like that.
it.
Yeah, it did. And I thought, you know what? I'm a fucking human, okay? I'm sorry that them pow shoes made my foot look a bit fat. Like, what do you want me to do about it? Like,
do you find that you have more of a body issue now than when you first joined the show?
No, I think, you know what? My relationship with my body goes up and down. Majority of the time, I don't realise how lucky I am to have the figure I have.
Oh, you have an amazing figure.
And I think
people pay for your
figure. People pay thousands to have. That's what people constantly ask you, don't they, if you've had a BBL?
Yeah, people always ask me if I've had a BBL, and literally, like, I would be honest about it. I've said about everything else.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? My bum has always been big ever since I was young. I don't know why, because my mum doesn't really have a big bum.
You're blessed.
I'm not in ways I am, because, you know, it's a nice look. But when I was younger, everyone wanted a thigh gap. So you can imagine me. I remember being on Tumblr and being like, oh my God, I want a thigh gap. I look like Cara Delevingne. She was so skinny and I thought she was amazing. And then I was like, my genetics are never going to allow me to have a thigh gap ever. No. And then all of a sudden, everyone wanted Kim K's body, and I was like, I'm in luck.
Yeah, she's in.
But,
yeah, no, that's what we were talking about yesterday, weren't we, Court? We were saying that when you're younger, like, I think as you get older, you sort of get to a point where you realise that, you know, these unrealistic expectations, like, you know, I'm 5'7", I'm never going to be like I'm never going to have Kim K's body. Like, that's just not, it's unrealistic unless I pay for it. I'm never going to have it.
Yeah,
like,
but our bodies are not trends. Like, and that's what people need to realise. Like, you know, imagine if I had absolutely starved myself in order to get this thigh gap because that was in fashion that year. And then all of a sudden it's like now in fashion to have a big bum. Our bodies aren't trends. They're our bodies. And I think
as long as... it's impossible to get to some of these things as well. Like, your body shape will never be certain things. My body shape will never be certain things. And nor Courtney's.
That's like, I really struggled at one point comparing myself to girls on Instagram who have long legs, who are slim, and who is that's the body I would like. But I'm 5'2".
Yeah, we're never going to look
like that. I've got big boobs.
Yeah.
I've got like naturally quite big arms, like broad shoulders. I'm never going to look like that, and I need to stop saying to myself to compare myself to them because that's not my body type.
No, we're never going to look like that. And I think, you know, with me, my body, I look at myself sometimes. If I've been eating rubbish, I'll know that I've put on a little bit of weight because I'm so short as well. I'm 5 foot, so I'm even shorter than you.
Yeah.
When I put on a bit of weight, I can tell in myself.
I said this is what I wrote down. When you're our height, I feel it's a lot harder to hide the weight that we put on because we're so small.
I think you guys think that because you're small, but coming from somebody, let me tell you, coming from somebody,
you've got more body, like more.
It spreads out better.
No, it doesn't though.
Mine's all in one place.
I look like a big. Where I'm tall, if I put on weight, I look like a big ogre. Like I'm so big. Like I'm like a big girl.
It's funny how like the opposites think the difference.
Yeah.
Because we're short, we think it's really hard because we're so short. It just all
we look dumpy.
We look like a round football.
Yeah.
Whereas,
but
like,
see, I just look like a big.
Yeah,
I look like a big giant.
No,
like,
you
honestly.
don't. You don't.
When you put on weight, it's just if you're a bit taller, all of a sudden you're like a big girl. Do you know what I mean? So that really hurt. I just whacked my hand on the table. So yeah, I just think it's you just want what you don't have.
And I think like the comments that you get from people are like, "Oh, look at her with her big ass," and it's like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, Karen from Blackpool." Like, sorry that my ass has offended you.
No offense to anyone's names who's Karen from Blackpool.
I know. I'm just saying that. I always say that, and people think I'm being offensive, and it's not. I'm like, you literally are a random person from a different area to me. Never met you. You're never going to meet me probably, and like you've got such an opinion on me, and it's like, sorry that my ass is quite large.
There's a definition now on a Karen, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's just like a sort of like a middle-aged average
who complains
woman.
a lot.
An angry woman, she always asks to speak to the manager.
Yeah.
I love a manager, me. I will speak to any manager at any place.
So really, Chloe Brockett's a secret Karen?
I am a secret Karen. I don't even think it's a secret. I think you just look at me and tell I'm a bit of a Karen. I'm like, this is a bit cold. I'll speak to a manager, please. I rang Domino's the other day and asked to speak to the manager.
Oh, God. I hope you got a free Domino's.
No, it's just running a bit late. I hate it when they say it's going to be here in 20 minutes and it's like an hour later. I'm like, you fucking lied to me.
Oh, my Domino's are never late. They're always
I
bang on
remember
time.
the last time I ordered Domino's.
Well, sorry, healthy.
I know, health kick.
Well, hardly healthy. So since you had your boobs done,
yes,
do you feel more confident?
You know what? It's really weird. So when I had my boobs done, I felt like for months after I was quite depressed, and I googled this, and apparently it's a thing that it's a common thing that women do suffer with depression after going under anaesthetic and getting surgery done. I think with my boobs, I automatically thought I was going to feel amazing and be so confident, and you have this image in your head of what you're going to look like. And don't get me wrong, my boobs do look good. They're bigger than I anticipated, and that's fine. You know, I had boobs already, so I had quite a big implant, and my boobs got bigger than I expected, which is fine. But you know, what you've got to imagine is you're used to your body being a certain size and a certain weight and how you carry yourself. Then all of a sudden you've got 2 implants stuck on your chest that weigh a certain amount, and no amount of exercise you do are going to make them go. And I think a lot of women don't realise sort of the effects it has on you after, because I never knew about it. And then when I googled it and see women saying I felt so depressed and so low, obviously I feel fine with it now, I've got used to it. For a few months I was like, I absolutely regret this so much.
Yeah.
No, I know what you mean.
And obviously you had yours reducted.
Yeah, so mine's completely different. So I had a reduction. My boobs were like naturally really, really big. So I had them made smaller. But I probably had a little bit of the same as you. I guess because I've always been like quite active, like into the gym. I like going to the gym or going running or, you know, Pilates, whatever it may be. I've always been like quite active. And obviously after your surgery, sort of for 6 months or not 6, well, 6 weeks, but they say up to 6 months, you can't actually like, you know, lift anything or do any exercise. And so I think I struggled with that.
You don't feel yourself, do you?
No, I felt like I was putting on weight because I wasn't exercising. I was just basically like sitting at home. So
you sort of look at yourself before and think, I look better before that. Why did I do that? That's what I look like.
Yeah, well, I was like slimmer. I think I put on weight in those months after, just because I couldn't be active and do what I'd normally do. But
you don't look at yourself and think, oh, I shouldn't have done it, do you?
Oh no, never. It's the best thing I ever did.
But I don't now look at myself and think, oh, I shouldn't have done it. Sometimes I think, you know what, they are quite big. Maybe like I'm gonna have my young years of having really big boobs, and then maybe when I have kids and settle down, I'll have a little bit smaller.
Yeah, you can have yours removed.
But I really liked your boobs.
You know what? I don't even remember what they was like. Like, you know what? Actually, I wore this top when I haven't worn this top since I had my boobs done. And it still like fits fine. And to be honest, I think sitting like how I am today, you can't really tell that they're that big. No. Do you know what I mean?
To be fair, it suits you because you've got the big bum, so it looks proportionate on you.
I think it's not, you wouldn't look at them and go, bloody hell, like they're massive boobs.
They actually look really natural.
Yeah, they do. And I'm lucky with that. Like sometimes I moan and say I want them higher, but then I think if they was higher, I'd look crazy because they are quite big. Obviously, I'm happy with them and I do like them. And I wouldn't, like, right now, I'm just going to keep them how they are. I think it was more just the initial shock of how heavy they was. Like now I'm used to it, I don't have any back problems. It was more just this weight. It's like you all of a sudden putting on a stone and being like, oh no, you can't get rid of it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean, trust me, I know how you feel. I think my natural boobs were bigger than yours now. Like mine was so big, they were, and it like took over my life. Like I couldn't wear certain things, and things that people didn't even realise for me, because I think when you have fake big boobs, it's different to having natural. Like natural, I couldn't control them. Like they were everywhere. I struggled to buy bikinis, I struggled to buy underwear. Like I couldn't wear, we'd go in when we were younger, go in like Topshop or Zara, and there'd be a little dress, and I could have never bought any of those little dresses. I could have never worn anything backless. I could have never it changed my life having my boobs done. It's the best thing I've ever done. If anything, I wish I'd had it done sooner.
Do they feel lighter?
Oh, it's been a few years now, so I can't actually remember. Yeah, I guess so. They must do.
See, I'm like in that in-between stage where like I really want to get my boobs reducted.
I think your boobs are fine.
Reducted? Yeah. Are you joking?
Yeah. I think your boobs are so fine. Like, I look at you and just think, just leave you how you are, you're fine.
Yeah, I know. I think yours is in your head, and I'll be honest with you as well, because I think, I went through it, and I think that mine were a problem. Like, they were so big, they were a problem. Like, and I think everybody around me...
Yeah, you had, like, back pain, didn't you?
And everybody around me could tell that. Like, they were a big...
your confidence.
Oh, massively. Like, it just... Everything in my life it felt difficult because of these boobs, honestly. They were so big. I don't think for you, I think yours would be more like a vanity thing than like an actual, it's not a problem.
Yeah, no, they're not a problem. They're nice. It is a vanity thing.
Yeah, but they're nice. Yeah, but I had my boobs done for vanity, and I just think, if it will make you feel happier, then do what you want to do. But I think as a friend, your boobs are fine. They look lovely in tops. They're like, even now, they look fine.
Because I'm wearing a bloody baggy jumper, you can't see
them. Well, if I was wearing a baggy jumper, you could still see mine, honestly.
Yeah, but you can wear like cute little crop tops and stuff.
Yeah,
still
like cute tops.
I couldn't have done that. Like you can, you can still wear lots of.
It's
cute
more
tops.
like my boobs don't look nice in a bikini because they just don't really go together nice. But
can't you just get like a triangle and tie it? That's what I used to do.
Tie
the triangle so tight.
You used to have like a red neck.
It used to give me like a neck ache, like a
headache. Did you see me on holiday with the triangle bikinis? One nipple trying to pop out.
Honestly.
I was just embracing it by the end. Oh well.
Everyone can see my nipples.
Everyone can see my nipple. Everyone in Mykonos is like really classy and wearing like linen shirts. There's me nipple out.
There's me on the mic jumping around.
You can tell where they're from. Yeah. No one could understand us in Mykonos. That was the funniest thing. Kept going to restaurants and being like, yeah, it's under the name of Chloe, and they'd be like, what? Chloe Meadows would come along and go, Chloe, it's under the name of Chloe. Like, all right.
Yeah, they couldn't understand you at all, could they?
No.
Nor am
I mean, I feel like I can't understand you most of the time.
I speak really fast.
Okay, so one more question before we probably move on to our dilemmas of the week.
Okay.
More just about, because I think we've spoke about this a lot on the last few podcasts, is more, obviously, you're still young, so it's probably not like a massive thought in your head, but have you thought about moving out? Because you are in probably, than most 20-year-olds, probably you're in more of a privileged situation than them. You've got a good career and stuff, so you probably could if you wanted to, or are you happy at home?
So I could have moved out last year, so I went looking at flats last year, and then all of a sudden just shit myself. I'm not gonna lie, I was literally standing in a flat that was beautiful. It was in this lovely gated area, it was near me, it was literally 5-minute drive from my mum, so I was like, I'll be where I want to be. Because I think when I was younger, I always thought like, I'm going to move to Brentwood or Loughton or something, because I live like a bit further out. And as I've got older, I'm like, I actually really like where I live. Like, I'm around everyone I know. Obviously, see you girls, but I don't mind driving to see you. Do you know what I mean? So obviously I was prepared to move out, and then all of a sudden it was like Christmas, and I had the idea of sitting in this flat at Christmas on my own, and it really scared me.
Well, you wouldn't stay there on Christmas Day. You're not like confined to the flat.
No, do you know what I mean though? Like me decorating my flat at Christmas, and I know I'd have all the girls around, but I think in my head I was thinking, do I want to get a flat and then be constantly inviting people over? Do you know what I mean?
And as well, you live with just your mum, don't you? So it's just you and your mum, which I think is really, really nice dynamic.
Yeah, and
if you were to leave, how would she feel about that? Would she be super upset?
Well, no, I think she would be upset, but I think my mum just wants a break. I think honestly she's drained of me. You can imagine being with me 24/7. My poor mum is honestly, I'm surprised she looks so good. She should look about 80.
She does, she looks amazing.
She should look about 80 for how much stress I put her through. But I know she'd miss me, because even last night, like, we're sitting indoors watching a film with the dogs, like, it is nice. But I think she wouldn't really mind too much. I think she would be like, you do you. I think most 20-year-olds probably aren't looking at moving out, but I feel like now, in my mind, I feel about 25. Do you know what I mean?
You are very mature for your age, I think.
But I think that's from doing TOWIE so young. Like, you'll know, like, you started TOWIE young as well. It does age you, like, because you're worrying about more adult problems than an average sort of 20-year-old would be.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Sort of thrown into, like,
we were saying
adult
we
life.
lived our whole 20s on TOWIE.
I don't know my life without
19.
it. I honestly, like, I know it sounds silly, but you start dating someone and the first thought in my mind is, well, will TOWIE want me to talk about this? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, or you argue with a friend. Obviously, if me and you fell out off camera, we'd deal with it in our own way. If you fell out on camera, you're fucked. Like, you're talking about this for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Maybe even longer.
And it's like, I feel like I'm constantly talking about, like, oh yeah, on TOWIE, and because it's like, that is your life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Obviously,
it's
you try and have like bits of privacy, but
I felt like I used to like bore my friends that are not on the show. I feel like I used to bore them talking about it. I'd be like, well, on TOWIE.
Yeah, I try not to.
Well, I never really spoke about TOWIE to my school friends.
No, I know I don't.
Even if you were in like a big storyline,
My
and they'd
friends
all
that-
ask
yeah.
you, and then
Oh,
I'd
yeah,
go
they'd
on
ask
and
me, then
on
I'd be
and
like,
on.
I can't bother to explain it. I'll just give them a short story, but watch it on Sunday.
Yeah.
My friends would be like as well, what's the gossip? Tell me, what's the gossip?
Yeah, like my friends, like, so my two best friends, Donnie and Nancy, they've got like normal jobs in offices, and they'll always ask me about TOWIE. They'll be like, what's going on? Or,
to be fair, now I ask them, I'm like,
Yeah.
what happened this week?
Or my friend, she made a Twitter just to defend me because she was getting annoyed. So it's literally like a shrine to me. She's like, I fucking love my friend Chloe, thank you. And I'm like, thank you.
Well, Twitter is the worst.
Yeah, it is. But you know what though? Sometimes it can be awful and sometimes it can be really good. Like, sometimes people are really nice on there. Just got to go with the waves.
Okay, so we have said each week we're going to do like listeners' dilemmas.
A dilemma.
A dilemma.
So
Okay.
let me have
What's the dilemma?
Basically adult dilemmas.
Okay.
The one we wanted to pick up on this week is, I think we've talked about this before, is like people, when you get to a certain age and people constantly asking, I mean, Courtney does this to me all the time, when are you going to have a baby?
Oh,
when are you going to have a baby?
Yeah.
Oh, no,
when
I
are you
want
getting
you to wait
engaged?
for me to have a baby, but engage. It's the I always ask you. I don't ever ask her about baby. I ask her about engagement.
I don't ever
I
really
can't
ask
control
her.
the engagement though.
Every time she goes on holiday, I'm like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
I
you're
think
gonna get
it's going to
pregnant."
be soon. I think it's going to be soon. No pressure to George.
You all
but
drive me mad about it.
I think we're all going to
can't wait.
cry.
We need
We're
a
all going to
wedding.
cry. And the
We're
thing
having
is, you know what as well, what really pisses me off? So when I first come into the friendship group, Courtney was like, I've got 8 bridesmaids, or like this weird amount, and she was like, and you're not one of them. And I was like, that's a bit rude.
Okay, thanks.
So she takes it to an odd number.
No, the thing is, I will be, though. I don't
now,
think,
well, now I've known you longer than a year.
yeah,
2 years now.
yeah, nearly 3.
You are working your way up to
you'll be
being
a
a
bridesmaid.
bridesmaid.
No, the thing is, there's no choice. Like, I don't think you understand. I will turn up at the fitting.
She'll just be
I'll
there
pay for my
anyway.
own fucking dress. I will literally be there. Like, you're right, yeah.
Or she'll find out the colour of the bridesmaids' dresses, and on that day turn up.
I'll turn
Just
up in
walk down
white
the
with a
aisle.
fucking vowel. Like, honestly, ruin my day, Paul. Like, I'll be like, you know, at a bridesmaids when she punches the cookie, that's me at your fucking. Oh, I'm so fuming that you've not invited. I'm so angry. So I am. And you haven't really got a choice.
Well, yeah, you've grown on me. You asked me to be a bridesmaid after like 6 months of
Yeah,
knowing
no, I did.
me.
Probably
was
about
like,
6 weeks
no,
in.
probably not.
Well, the first time I met Courtney, she went to me, I think I'm getting engaged. And I thought, oh, that's
What?
lovely. No, yeah, she was,
When did you think that?
This was 2 years ago.
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
This was a year in the relationship.
But I'm thinking, oh, that's lovely. I don't ask too many questions. I'm thinking, so nice, she's going to get engaged. 3 years later, still not engaged.
Yeah. Still living at home.
She was dead,
All
dead
in
serious.
good time, guys. All in good time.
She was so serious about it as well. I'm getting engaged.
But anyway, every time Chloe says she's going to go on holiday, I'm like, make sure you don't have them purple fucking nails.
Our friend Madison, she does all of our nails, doesn't she? And she does my nails. Every time she says to me, are you sure you want multicoloured? Because I'm just really concerned that George is going to propose. I'm like, he's not. I can assure you it's fine. She's like, your nails are chipped. I need to do them just in case he proposes. I'm like, oh, for God's
The thing
sake.
is, on holiday though, if you're going on some lovely like trip away, romantic, you've got to be prepared at any moment. Any moment.
Yeah, you've got to wash your
Girls
makeup.
make me stressed.
You've got every dinner you go to, you need to say to him, oh, like, what should I wear? Should I wear
not
that
being-
white outfit or should I wear like this another cool outfit?
But
I
could
think
you
I'll be able
imagine-
to tell.
Imagine if your nails look bad when you get proposed to. I said, oh, you know what? My first, when Instagram went down the other day, I thought, imagine being proposed to today. This would be the worst day of my life. I'd make him redo it. I'd be fucking fuming.
I can't do a live video,
I
so
was taking videos of my dinner, like pictures of my dinner, and I was out. I was thinking, I'll just upload it later. Imagine
I'll just
me.
bank it.
Imagine me
Oh, wasn't there
proposing.
that meme which was like fuming the people that went to that sad
That
New
salt
cerise,
bath,
yeah.
New cerise and had that £1,000
Yeah.
steak and couldn't upload it.
Yeah, what do you do with it?
honestly, imagine. I'd say send it back.
Send it back because I
This
can't.
is all for Instagram.
Can't take a picture of it. So it's waste
There
of my time.
was a funny dilemma that I sent to you.
We didn't even speak about the pregnancy one though. So with
Yeah,
the
I
pregnancy,
mean,
yeah.
I feel like honestly, it's more. To be honest, it's more my like my parents or like George's like grandparents and stuff that are like, come on, have a baby, and I'm just not there
yeah, but
yet.
I think that's
so-
the older generation. Like they think you've moved in together, you've been together years, you should be having kids now. Do you know what I mean? But there's so many other people that are in relationships for years and never have kids.
But
I'm just not ready.
sometimes I do ask that question when I feel awkward. I don't have much else to say, so I just go, "Oh, so when are you gonna have kids?" Do you know what I mean? It's like
What about
quite
me
awkward.
then?
I don't ever ask you when you're having kids.
We
You send a
don't.
picture of George with a baby. I'm like, oh, you suit it so much. I only ever ask you when you're getting engaged, but that's because I want a wedding.
Me too. The outfits are going to be amazing.
need a
Well,
wedding.
I'm sorry to let you all know that even if I was to get engaged, I'd probably wait a few years to get married. I
Are
want
you gonna
Corona to be like completely
when are
away.
you going to do we're going to do the hen do?
Where or when?
Where?
Mykonos, I
Yeah, of
think.
course it is.
I think it
so
would be
Chloe
Mykonos.
Meadows. Walking along the street.
and I need to finally go to Mykonos.
Yeah, it was unreal. It was really
It
good.
was good.
I spent the whole
Rub it
time
in,
moaning.
rub it in.
The whole time moaning. These cobbled streets, I can't wear heels.
I mean, I did get the crying phone call one day as well.
I come home and was like, Mykonos blues, and everyone was messaging me like, you really got Mykonos blues, really?
I think we like cried every day.
Yeah, most days.
Most days.
Not every day, but most.
So the next dilemma, which I thought was funny, was getting into a relationship so that your Just Eat account isn't as expensive because there is a minimum spend of, I think it's like £20.
It's a very specific dilemma.
Wait, what? Explain that again.
Right, so right,
What are
you
you
need
on
to
about?
watch. Right, open your phone.
It's a very specific dilemma, isn't it?
I saw it and I just thought it was really funny.
What an awful way
Yeah.
to start a relationship.
What's the worst thing about being single? That on Just Eat you've got to spend a tenner, and sometimes I'm not that hungry.
Okay, all right. There's a TikTok here. Yeah, she's showing me a TikTok, and this is the dilemma. That somebody asks a girl, what is the worst thing about being single? And she's saying the minimum spend when you get a takeaway, basically.
Oh, okay.
So basically, well, I mean, I don't think that's a bad thing. I love ordering loads of food, get dessert, like,
But
order loads.
sometimes when I am ordering myself, it's like a £20 minimum spend. I think my dish is only £7, and I've got to start ordering all these sides. I'm thinking, I've just got a £20 takeaway for myself. Like,
Yeah, true. It's annoying. It is annoying. I went to Starbucks the other day and I was in shock because I got a white chocolate, hot chocolate, and it was £3.50. And I've been spending £15 a day on Starbucks on delivery
What?
on Uber Eats.
You must be high on coffee.
On Uber Eats. Because I order like a coffee and like an iced tea for later, obviously delivery as well, comes to like £15. I went in there, I thought, I've been fucking ripped off.
whereas if you have a boyfriend,
have.
they normally pay for it.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to get with a boyfriend then. Just eat.
Or just go to the shop. That is ridiculous.
No, it's daylight robbery.
It actually is. I think sometimes on delivery it's like $4.99 for delivery. That is a
It's
joke.
a joke, isn't it? You
A
can get a whole
fiver.
other coffee for that.
Honestly.
I would say probably, if it's a dilemma, probably don't get into a relationship because of a Just Eat bill.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to end very well.
I mean, you might start eating less, so that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, talking about food, we're talking each week as well, Chloe, we talk about a restaurant that we've been to that week. We went to
Ivy Asia, but the one in Chelsea.
Yeah.
Oh, I've not been that one.
It's pretty nice.
It's the same as the St Paul's one, but completely different. But I feel like this one in Chelsea is more casual.
Sorry. Just rewind for a minute.
Completely different. What does that mean?
Well,
It's decorated the same. It's the same food, but like it's not. I feel like it's more casual.
I think. Do you know what it is? So we went with some of our friends that are from Chelsea.
Yeah.
And they wear like trainers, don't they?
So you're saying when you go out with me and Amber, we're turning up in like flawless
dressed
gowns.
up to the nines.
We're turning up in a prom dress.
Literally.
No, but I feel like the St Paul's one is dressy because you go up the stairs and it's in like there's bars. But the one in Chelsea
so stairs make it
is on a
dressy.
high road.
If you're thinking of opening a restaurant, stairs add dressiness.
Yeah, just everyone letting you know that means that the dress code will be really dressy if
There's a
you
flight
have
of stairs. Flight of stairs.
And it will be the same but completely different.
It's the same, but it's so different. The worst review ever from Courtney.
Do you know what I mean? When you walked in there, it does feel more casual.
No,
I
do.
I think it's because she's with more casual, like the girls are more cool and
we went at
than
like
us.
6:00. So it was kind of like maybe before dinner. And then we went to the Bluebird after in Chelsea. We basically had like a Chelsea night out.
Was it good?
Well, we had a Chelsea night out because we were with some Made in Chelsea girls.
Yeah.
Everyone's just got engaged.
I know, I see that. I see.
It's so funny because I don't think she expected it at all because when we was at dinner, she didn't talk about engagement at all, did she?
No, she was just like, I'm going to Paris.
Yeah, but that is like the
so
perfect
casual.
place. I've seen her Instagram stories and I'm like, I'm really jealous of you.
Yeah,
right
it looks
now.
amazing.
It looks amazing.
Doesn't she?
She's
She got the
on
room.
the balcony, just next door to the Eiffel Tower with a big ring
Yeah.
on her finger. We're engaged. I thought, cheeky bitch.
I know,
I
yeah.
messaged her and went, congratulations. And really, I was seething inside.
I feel like that's your like, you love Paris, don't you?
I love Paris. I
Yeah.
love it.
Oh, she don't stop going on about it for her 21st.
Yeah, we're going.
I really want to go. Let's
we're going.
go.
We're
Our
going.
friend's brother lives out there. We're
I
in.
want to go to Disneyland there.
Oh, God. So tack.
We want to go
Like,
out.
all the lovely places. She's
Sit
going
at the lovely
Disneyland.
cafes.
Disneyland.
I have been to Disneyland Paris. I don't think Disneyland Paris is as great as the others, though. I've got to be honest.
I've not been to the other ones. I have been to Disneyland Paris, but I think we could do loads of fun things.
I want to go and sit
We
outside
could do a
of
day. We could
cafe.
actually dedicate a day to it. I think it'd be quite good.
Well, we'd have to go if we were there, but I think that, I want to sit at loads of nice cafes and drink wine and be really Parisian. And
Yeah, wear a beret.
Emily in Paris. Live our
I
best
love
Emily in Paris dream.
I've not watched it.
Oh my God,
No.
it's so
Oh my God,
good.
Chloe, you'll love it. It's
Is it
so
good?
you.
Is
It's
it?
like, is it not, Chloe?
is so good.
Firstly, it's set in Paris, and secondly, you'll just love it. It's all about like.
Falls in love there.
Oh, we love that. Maybe I should go to Paris
No,
and
go home and watch it. I'm upset now that you've not.
Go and watch it.
I'm going to
will.
text you every day. Watch
But
it.
funnily enough, we're actually going to Ivy Asia this week again, but the St Paul's one with
Yeah.
Chloe. So
I really love Ivy Asia. If you've not been, I think you should go because I feel like the food's really nice, but it's actually really cheap.
It is,
It's
isn't it?
cheap, but
So
like-
it's obviously still London prices, like for people that don't live in London, but it's compared to like your Rockers
Oh
and
my
your
God,
Nobus,
100%. We ordered
much
so
cheaper.
much. We had like 2 bottles of wine,
Yeah.
sushi. We had a little bit of lobster because I only had a little bit left, but it was quite cheap. Like
Yeah.
the bill wasn't expensive.
So the last segment of our podcast, we like to try snacks from around the world.
Okay.
So this week we have snacks from Mexico.
I feel like, Chloe, you've got off easy because I'm not going to lie, the last 2 weeks we tried snacks from the Philippines, we tried snacks from Japan, and we had like fermented fish.
try it?
Wintered milk. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
we tried this stuff. Whereas these are this is from like an Instagram brand. I feel like we should give them a shout out because they've
This
definitely.
is from paper. This is from Mexican Sweets.
Oh my God,
on-
I've actually seen this.
Yeah, on TikTok. These are Mexican Sweets on Instagram. They've kindly sent us.
Oh, that is
some
so nice.
snacks.
I've actually seen people eating these takis.
Yeah, so we've got these tattoos which are actually trending on TikTok.
So I actually think they're going to be nice. It's not anything horrible. They're very like, there's lots of like American kind of style
Blue
sweets
heat
and
is though,
stuff.
like, what
Let's give them a go.
What flavour's blue heat?
You've got to wait. We've got to all do it.
Okay.
So apparently these actually make your tongue go blue.
These crisps are actually bright blue. By
They're
the way.
bright blue and they smell spicy. But why are they blue? Cheers,
They
girls.
smell like Doritos, the chili hot ones.
They taste just like a rolled up Dorito.
That's spicy. They are spicy.
I think the only thing
They're a
that's
bit limey.
the only thing that's different to their hot Doritos and them, obviously they're rolled up, and also they're a bit more sour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My tongue hurts a bit.
Like Doritos are a bit more sweet.
Yeah, they are. I think it's
Oh,
the
no,
lime.
don't
It's
Oh
like,
my god, they're so spicy.
it's like
It's just hit me.
acidy.
It's very dramatic.
They are so spicy.
What are we trying next?
I feel like we're going to start. It's all obviously.
Pelo Rico.
What's that?
I don't know, but look how cool it looks. Well, I wonder what you do.
Should we try these ones?
Yeah.
Flaming
I mean,
hot
they're
crunchy
Cheetos. I know I
Cheetos.
like those, but open them up. I'm
What flavour is
starving.
that? What flavour are
Hold
they?
on, one thing at a time.
Oh, sorry, I've
guys,
opened this
guys,
up.
girls. I don't know how to do this.
It looks like you twist that.
What flavour are them other ones? I'm just holding a flaming hot Cheeto.
I don't know.
They're
Same.
the same as the Takis. They're just red
We'll just
ones.
try.
I say every week. I'm not sure how interesting it is. People listening to us crunching and
I know,
chewing.
I did think that.
But you know,
It's fun for us.
we're here.
Do you want a
Oh,
little...
here you go. Ugh.
Oh, that looks disgusting.
What is it?
I don't know, I'm scared.
Try a flaming hot Cheeto.
I'm
I
going
know
to do it
what
with my
these
finger
like.
so you could all try it.
Can I try the bun coat?
It says it's mango flavour. I'm not eating
I
this.
really don't like that.
Is it really bad?
It looks disgusting.
Let me try it. What is it? Cool.
I don't know. It's weird. I don't like it.
It's like a sweet, but it's like one of those sweets that kids have when they're young.
It tastes like a chutney.
It does! It's because it's mango.
That's it. It tastes like chutney.
It's literally chutney in a tube. But
Like super sweet chutney.
Imagine me, like, oh, what you got? I've just got a bit of chutney.
I'm trying the Cheeto.
I love Pluco.
I know I like those, so. Anyway, maybe next week we'll get some more disgusting treats because that's more
These
entertaining.
are all really
probably.
nice to be
Yeah.
fair. Apart from
What
chutney.
flavour are them Takis?
Don't know.
Oh.
They're red. Oh, chili and lime as well. Is
God,
that the
they're a
same
bit
thing?
hot though, aren't they? The Cheetos. Oh, Jesus.
They are hot.
So anyway, that segment might be a bit boring to you all, but
Yeah. Sorry if you've heard us all chewing very loudly and screaming, that tastes like a chutney.
I mean, imagine if people are listen to this in the morning, they're like, I feel sick at the sound of us chewing.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's a bit disgusting. I'm not really sure.
What's that word called when people don't like listening to chewing? There's a
Was there a
word
name for
It's
it?
an actual name for it.
Oh, come
So I
on, Chloe.
find it. Hold on.
Throw it at us. Give us the big
Oh,
words.
here we go. Here goes. When you're an adult, you Google everything, and this is a prime example.
Phobia
Googling
of
everything.
chewing noises is misophonia.
Oh, sorry to the people who've had misophonia.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Sorry, guys.
So that is it for the end of the podcast. Can't talk.
But please remember that we want to hear your adulting. We want to hear your funny stories. So have you
Yes.
ever like completely skipped your responsibilities of an adult? A bit like Courtney, like this weekend.
Feel like Courtney Daly.
Yeah, this weekend Courtney cancelled all of her plans just because she just couldn't be bothered and hid at home. Basically like that. Or like my friend this week, she put on her Instagram, she's got like a 3-year-old and she had a bit of road rage and her child is saying, Mummy, what does wanker mean? Because she's obviously just said it.
Oh, that's so
Screamed it
funny.
out the window. We want to hear your like funny stories. So if you've got
Oh, you
anything,
know what else made me laugh? Sorry, my friend Cassie. So her little girl goes to nursery. You know the one we met when we was in Spain.
Oh, yeah.
And she's really funny. And she put stuff on her Instagram. So a lady at the school had asked her for a play date, but she doesn't know her very well. She doesn't follow her on Instagram, and she was doing stories of her practicing her welcome, like how she's. Hi, it's us. Like when she turns up, what's she gonna say? Like, and it made me laugh because I think. Imagine being a parent, you're going on a play date, don't really know her.
Yeah.
What do you talk about? What do
Yeah.
you say? And it wasn't, I kept watching it, she was going, we're here. It's making me laugh.
yeah. So anything like that, any kind of silly story that you've had where you've maybe just failed, basically, at adulting. We want to hear it.
Yes, but thank you very much, Chloe Brockett, for joining us.
It's okay.
Yeah,
I've
our
had so
first
much
guest
fun.
ever.
Yay!
It's been history.
It has.
Mwah. Goodbye.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.